Next, we're going to compare Akai's MPC Studio and Native Instruments to Machine. Before we do that, we got a tech tip. Now, our tech consultant, my brother from NBC TV, has given us a really great tip, and that is watch your power supply. You've got to have one of these or something similar to this, which is a power supply, right? And you see it's a button here, it turns off and on. It's so cute. And right here we got surge protection. It's on, it's off. We're protecting all the power. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, we got 6. Now watch this. I've got an Apple MacBook Pro power supply. Take this here, I put it in there. Oh, wait a minute, I'm covering up a slot. That's so, oh man, I go here to put it in. I hate that. Now what our tech advisor tells us to do is to get one of these. I love this. This is so cool. This is like Star Trek type stuff here. This is for real. You put 12 of those bad boys in there, you're working forever. Check this out. Same Mac power supply. Put it in here. Bam. It fits. Wow. Watch this. Oh, it goes to the side. Cable modem right here. That's kind of cool. We've got our button for surge protection. This lights up. We got a light for grounding. We got protected. This light goes on when you're protected. You should get one in your studio. It's fantastic, and you've got to get one. Protect your stuff. Hey, what's up? It's me, Doc. We're back again. This is part 2 of our show tonight. And what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the MPC and the machine. And there's been this war going on of late. And I get a lot of questions asked about the pads and which is better. And I'm going to give you some history, some brief history if you're new to this whole thing. The MPC came out many years ago by a guy named Roger Lynn. And Roger Lynn had made this great Lynn drum machine. They were using it on the song Beat It for Michael Jackson, and there's a great drum machine. And then Lynn made his own machine. And it was the MPC 60. And that was a great machine. It had samples built into it. You can play the pads, synchronization, great, synced with everything. And the birth of MIDI came out, and it was kind of really cool. And it was a great selling device. And all the hip-hoppers, oh, we loved that. So back in the studio, that, and SP1200, oh, man, it was great living. And then they made an MPC 3000. Then we had an MPC 2000, 2000 XL. So obviously it became a very popular item. And there are many versions of it. And here's one of them right here, actually. This is the MPC 500. It's a small version of the original MPC, you know, but this is almost like an MPC 2000, 2000 XL. Except it's really good, actually. I like it a lot, actually, for this, you know, a little MPC. And then recently, over the last several, maybe 5 or 6 years, about more, less than 5 years, a company called Native Instruments started making this thing called the Machine. Oh, wow, the Machine is out. And it was pretty good. It was okay. I didn't think it was all that when I first got it. And then they made version 1.5, and that was really good. I could do more with it, and they got a lot of samples with it. Now it's really good. You get a lot of samples with it, about 6 gigs or so, maybe close to 7, 10 gigs you get with it now. And they got a lot of other software that goes with it, plus plugins. I mean, they've really taken it to Akai with their MPC. And for example, here's this machine right here. You'll see here, for example, this is it right here. It's got a bigger space, you know, more area here. You know, it's got more area for stuff right here. These pads aren't MPC pads, but they work, right? And the beauty of using this gadget for me is that I don't need to have that. I can simply use the software. I can go to the software, bam, I'm in the software, I can work it. So here's the software right here, and then I hit the pads. So hitting pads you see right there, and we're actually, those pads activate right there as well. Now we have controls on the top here, and then we got a browser here. So that's what happened. They made this controls, a browser, and it's a software. Not just a software, it's a plugin. I can pull it up in Pro Tools, I can pull it up in Logic, I can pull it up in Ableton Live. Hey, you can pull it up in many different softwares, DAWs, digital audio workstations, and you can really get something happen. It's kind of cool, and it sounds consistent. And you can do more work with it later on by adding stuff in the background, putting stuff here, putting stuff there. And then MPC started losing some clients. I don't see you guys on the internet talking about, oh, I love the machine, man, it's dope. And you don't see producers doing it now. They're going like, I'm feeling it and all this stuff. And, you know, it's getting very popular. And we were selling a lot of DVDs, actually. People love our DVDs on it. And so our MPC DVDs. And here's the MPC, as we got right here. And we got a smaller viewing area. But let me tell you something also. There's an MPC Renaissance, and that's out now as well. The software for the Renaissance works for the Studio also as well. So it works both ways, whether it's the MPC Renaissance or the MPC Studio. It doesn't make a difference. It works for them either way. And the differences are, we're going to see right now. See this right here. You can see it. And I'm going to flip back and forth now. And you're going to notice something. There's a browser on the left-hand side of both of them. And this browser is used to navigate through files on your hard drive that come with the software, or even files you have. You know, like you could have MPC files, and Maschine will play any MPC file, which is kind of hot. It'll play even old stuff. I've got MPC files from my MPC 60. I put it on my computer, it saw it, read it, used it, I played them. I was like, wow. Pulled an old track up I hadn't heard in years, and it worked instantly on Maschine software. Really good. So we've got a browser here, you can see, obviously. We got sample effects, some other stuff. Everything's right here. I can click on it. You can watch my DVDs. You can buy them, whatever. You'll see how the whole thing works. And it's a browser here. And we can maneuver through any sound, or we can look for files, which are actually projects. And the same thing here with the MPC software. You see that? I've got files here, and we got projects here, and I can maneuver back up here, see? And I can go up again to the next top directory, and you'll see here MPC content. We got drums, we got loop, we got the bank stereo also as well. So what MPC is trying to do is get like the Maschine, and they're trying to get there.